So, good evening, YouTube. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Tuesday. Apologies that there was no FIFA today. It took me forever to build the thumbnail, so by the time I actually did it, it wouldn't have been time for me to get on there because it would have been time for me to pretty much wrap up to get this video ready and waiting for you. Don't forget, I will be back at 9 o'clock tonight. Keep your eyes peeled for that. We're going to speak about Pablo Mari. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. Don't forget also, down below, Lee Gunner Gaming. Go and subscribe to that channel. I'll be streaming career mode on that again tomorrow as normal. I'll be back. Every FIFA stream will be done on that channel as of now. So go and check that out if you haven't subscribed already. Please do go and subscribe. Now we're gonna speak about Mesut Ozil again, and Piers Morgan and Gary Neville have come out and had their little say, and it's caused a bit of a madness, this one, because the amount of people I have seen backing Mesut Ozil because of stuff that he has done with charity, donating money, etc., etc., which, by the way, has nothing to do with what he's doing now. But I expect nothing less from people that support this geezer. They've been trying to prove for about 7 years that he was good somewhere else, so that means he's been good here. So when they're throwing out there that, oh, he gives a lot of money to charity, yeah, that's irrelevant. That is irrelevant. You know, oh yeah, but he was good at 24 and he's been rubbish at Arsenal. At the end of the day, the guy has decided not to take a pay cut because he wants to wait and see the financial impact for the football club. Well, since when have you, Mr. Ozil, been Arsenal's accountant? If everybody else at the club, Stan Kroenke, I've seen this one as well. Oh yeah, but he doesn't want to give the money into the club because Stan Kroenke pockets it. Where do you get this information from? Because Stan Kroenke isn't pocketing it. If anything, he's actually putting money into the club, but people don't want to say that. But he is. He's actually investing money into the club. The money from the players' salaries that is being deducted is going towards paying the non-playing football staff, because Arsenal, their classy club, don't want to furlough their staff. They don't want to make people redundant. They don't want to furlough their staff. So the easiest way to do that is through wage cuts from the highest earners, which will then filter into the football club and pay the day-to-day running of the football club and the non-playing football staff. Now, he obviously doesn't want to be a part of that. So bringing up stuff that he's done with other charities, with donating money, helping people have operations, whilst that's admirable and that's fantastic, that has absolutely zero to do with now. But like I said, I expect nothing less from his adoring fan base. They will do absolutely anything to protect this geezer from any level of criticism. But guess what? I say it as it is. And so does Piers Morgan. So we're going to read out what Piers Morgan said. Then we're going to go on to Gary Neville. But we're going to read what Piers Morgan said. He's said this on Good Morning Britain, the show that he does in the UK every day. He's made it clear he respects the decision that the other players have made, but he's urged them to respect his. He's made it clear that he might be willing to do it in the future, but wants to see the financial impact. Obviously, this is Mesut Ozil. Now, Piers Morgan says, "Shame on you, Mesut. Shame on you." So let me get this straight. Some of the younger players on far less than you are taking 12.5% pay cut, a minuscule drop in the ocean for you. And what do you want to do? Because you want to see how the financial situation plays out while you are sitting on your backside on your PlayStation every night rather than actually playing football. Really? Now I've reserved condemnation for football clubs who have been furloughing using taxpayers' money when they've got plenty of money themselves. Liverpool, Newcastle, Tottenham all got shamed into doing a U-turn on this kind of thing. The players I thought were getting a bad rap, but this is why some of them deserve the bad rap. People like Mesut Ozil who just said, nah, sorry, no, I may be the highest paid player at Arsenal. I might be one of the highest paid players in the world. I might be worth gazillions. and I might be sitting on my backside at this moment doing nothing. But no, I'm not going to take a pay cut. Later on the show, he brought Ozil up again, adding the player he is, saying no. He wants to see the full financial impact. I am sickened by that. Absolutely sickened. Someone as wealthy as him. Young players are earning far less than him and have agreed, but he won't. Mesut Ozil, no. There you go. So there we go. That's Piers Morgan's take on the matter. And do you know what, right? I've seen so many people say, yeah, but has Piers Morgan taken a pay cut? What does that have to do with Arsenal Football Club? What does that have to do with it? Is Piers Morgan idolised by millions of adoring people every single week that go, oh, Piers, let's sing Piers Morgan's name? No. Piers Morgan does not play for Arsenal Football Club. So whilst he's entitled to his opinion, and I personally agree with his opinion, and whilst, yes, he's got a lot of followers on social media, it's irrelevant whether Piers Morgan has taken a pay cut. He does not play for Arsenal Football Club. The money that these players are taking in pay cuts is going towards paying the people at the club rather than furloughing them. If it's okay for Stan Kroenke to dip into his pocket and invest in the football club, if it's okay for the hierarchy to take a 30% pay cut, why can't he take 12%, 12.5%? Why can't he do that? Which equates to 36 grand a week, which is 12 times more than Bukayo Saka is getting paid. Then I've seen people saying, oh, but we don't know who the other two are. This is fake news. It's not fake news. It's been leaked by the football club. It's been leaked because they don't want him there. I'm sick and tired of this geezer's fans, man. Seriously, the quicker this geezer is gone. Do you know what they should do? The pay cuts that they're taking off of everybody, round it all up and pay him off. Just get him out the football club. Gary Neville then had his penny's worth. And he's basically said football is eating itself. He put, there's no doubt football is eating itself from the inside out. There are disagreements, not just from the club to club, but from players, club to players. There is nothing in agreement. There is maybe the odd club that has got its own house in order, but most clubs and players are not at war, but disagreeing on what's going to happen. It's a massive battle. Clubs need support, but players don't trust the clubs, and that this is a massive example of it, which is true. I wouldn't want to be one of the three who haven't agreed with the rest of the group. I think it will alienate and isolate them in everything moving forward. They're entitled to make their own decisions. You cannot rip up the player's contract and force them to take a deferral. But when a group of players are voting on something, you go along with it. Obviously, I agree with that as well. Fellow pundit Jamie Carragher reckons Ozil's decision is a massive own goal by the player. He said, I think his agent did him no favours when he came out 3 or 4 weeks ago, argued the fact about wait and see. I've always felt that that would be a problem. I've been there myself in a different situation. And when you are trying to agree with 25 people in the dressing room, it's never going to happen. He then went on to say, I always felt there would be 2 strands of players not fully engaged with the rest of the squad in cuts of wages or deferrals. That would be a young lad who has just got into the squad, maybe didn't have the revenue of the other players, or a player coming to the end of his contract and that's maybe simply not earned enough money throughout his career. But the fact that the highest paid player and the biggest name at Arsenal Football Club has not gone with the rest of the team that has stuck together. Even if I was in Ozil's position and did not agree with it, I think the rest of the team, the manager, the people at the club had decided to be as one and make a decision, then you have to go with it. Football is a team game, not an individual sport. I think Ozil in this situation, has got to go with it for the rest of the team like they are doing so. It's a massive PR own goal. His performances have already been poor anyway without adding this into it. Carragher then added, I'm not going to have a go at the wages he's earning. If you want to have a go at the wages he's earning, blame those who gave him the contract, which is very true. But when the situation like this comes along, the highest paid player and the biggest name in that dressing room should be the one who sets the example. Well said, Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher and Piers Morgan. Well done. Yeah, that's 2 ex-players and an Arsenal fan that are sat there and are in agreement. He's a disgrace. I don't care what anyone tells me. That guy is an absolute disgrace. Who is he to sit there and decide that, oh, yeah, well, what we'd do is we'd get Arsenal to get their accounts out in 6 months' time or a year. And if it ain't really cost them that much money, then, yeah, don't worry about it. If it's cost them a few quid, then, yeah, we might help out. Who does he think he is? This clarifies everything I've said about this geezer for 3.5, 4 years now. He couldn't care less about this club. He's here for the gravy train. That's all he's here for. And I'm glad that this has happened, because it's now going to highlight it to a lot more people that have been sat on the fence with him for years. Yeah, singing his name. This is a guy, people sing his name every single week. Yeah, I'm not condoning booing a player at a match or anything like that. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, if that does happen, he deserves every single bit of it. Anyway, leave it all in the comment section down below. Let me know whether you agree with Piers Morgan, Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville. I'd love to know what you guys think on that. Listen, at the end of the day, he is the highest paid player at the club. He should be leading by example. But do I expect anything less from the geezer? No, he hasn't led by example on the pitch. Why would he off of it? Yes, it's fantastic whilst he's doing all this charity work, which again, I will reiterate, is tax deductible. Don't think that Mesut Ozil, if he was on 300 quid a week, would be going and donating 50 quid to charity. It ain't happening. Yeah, he's doing it for tax reasons, right? Listen, he might be a nice guy. I don't know. I declined the time that I had where I could have gone and met the geezer. Yeah, I decided I didn't want to speak to him because I don't want to know him. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to speak to the geezer. Yeah, I want him out of my football club. Yeah, and the quicker he's gone, the better. Anyway, I'll be back at 9. Well, I'll be a bit more happier at 9 because I'll be speaking about Pablo Marie, Pablo Van Dijk, whatever it is you want to call it. But I'd love to know your thoughts on their comments. Do you make them right on their comments? Because like I said, I've seen a lot of people that are sitting there going off of stuff he's done in the past in other countries, yeah, and other stuff that he's donated to, which is totally irrelevant, in my opinion, to Arsenal Football Club now. But there we go. Like I said, you see the pie charts, you see the stats, you get told, oh, but he's won this, he's won that. Yeah, irrelevant. What is he doing for this football club right now, apart from putting our name in the gutter by having this story leaked out there? Anyway, all have a wonderful early evening. I'll be back at 9. Laters, peeps.